Last time I spoke about conditioning, and now I would like to say it is completely harder to recognize when your own conditioning on somebody else is coming back. Observing the influence of how you condition someone else is much harder to see. And I wanted to provide, first of all, there is this part where you understand you condition somebody else, and then how you learn your own chart is observing how that conditioning affects that person. So, second, now I'm coming to the subject. We start off with definition type. And for some weeks now, I've wanted to talk about somebody with no definition. I got questions on my YouTube from months back and didn't answer. Just to update you, it's not that I don't hear them. I have my helper read them. Sometimes I dictate an answer, but often I don't. Yet this story about having no definition is one you ought to think about. And so I'm going to start with no definition. Listen to the name. No areas in the chart that are defined. So here we have somebody with no definition. And, Ra's whole thing about saying it's the moon and reflective, and you should wait 28 days to make a decision. So I want to make sure you understand what is true about that. Of course, the moon changes every 8 to 11 hours, so it could possibly make a definition with potentials in a no definition chart. Now, that could happen any time over the month, and that is the idea that in a month you can activate these potentials. I would just say, besides this whole strategy authority thing is junk, what is true is a longer planetary activation, Pluto or the nodes or any outer planet, that is going to last longer, and therefore somebody who has a transit to a potential in a no definition chart is going to have much more of influence by being conditioned over a longer period of time. I think, therefore, the moon activation is too brief. You only have to try it yourself and realize how overwhelming it is to look at the moon every 8 or 11 hours. It will not be that easy, and therefore it's a very short-sighted strategy. Anybody who has a no definition chart, what goes on? Let's take a moment. There is nothing in the chart that is fixed. And therefore, conditioning is ongoing, widespread, a very big deal. And what we can say about somebody with no definition is that that person has the chance to perceive other people and how other people have definition. So, what is the virtue? I would say it's being perceptive. And so take it easy. If you don't identify with how you feel, what's on your mind, what's driving you, that could be conditioning. But when you look at a no definition chart as your starting point, it's important for you to realize that that sensitivity to someone else is built in. It is the gift of having no definition. You can absolutely see the other person, who that person is, and how that thing works over there to that other human being. Now, there's more like being perceptive but not active, and this is such a big deal. Anyway, what I would say, the gift is in knowing what it is to be so open and having other people who come through and condition you. Let me just say the negative side is that your partner, whoever, might like it at first. My nose is driving me crazy. Good. So I should maybe do it. Okay. The other person may get tired of the relationship, not because of you, but because in your conditioning of that other person, you keep getting you back, and that gets tiring. So, not sticking with that no definition person is possible. Now, on the upside, way back when I was a teen or I think teen, I read this book called Dune, and they had a description of the fair witness. And I think this is the potential of a no definition chart to be able to assess this is possible or not. Anyway, I think now the next time I will start with the rest of the definition types.